Now that we have a health savings account, an HSA, what can you use the money in that account for? What is a qualified medical expense? Today I want to talk to you about how we can use the account balance, what you can spend those dollars on. Now the main thing is that they're going to be used for qualified medical expenses, and the IRS has really defined what those are. Again, a lot of the guidelines for a health savings account are controlled by the IRS. So there's big bulletin on everything that is qualified. Today I'm going to try to summarize the major things. The first is that you can use your HSA dollars for anything that's deductible or co-insurance, where you have to pay out of pocket for that deductible or copays, or things where the co-insurance is still kicking in. You can use your HSA dollars. So you go to the doctor for a visit and you have a copay, you can use the HSA for that. Okay, so things, or you go in and you've got to pay for a prescription drug and you still owe some money, you haven't hit your deductible limit, you can use the HSA dollars for that. Qualified medical expenses are pretty much the things you would think of: hospital stays, surgery, ambulance, going to see the doctor, prescription drugs, all those are covered. Lots of other things you might not think about that are also covered. Chiropractors can be covered, dental treatments, vision, eyeglasses, hearing aids, they can all be covered as well. PT, physical therapy, even some over-the-counter drugs can be covered if you have a prescription from your doctor. So even if it's an over-the-counter drug, if you have a prescription that you need that, those can be covered by your HSA dollars. Now, things that are not covered, all right, typical things, anything over-the-counter, typically not covered unless you have a prescription. Elective cosmetic surgery is not covered. Health club fees aren't covered. Lots of dependent care stuff, babysitting, au pair, nursery school or kindergarten, those things are not covered under the HSA. Now, how do you use your health savings account dollars? A lot of accounts give you a credit card, a little debit card. And so you just swipe your debit card and it's going to pull straight from your HSA. So you're buying a prescription or you're giving a copay at the doctor's, you can swipe that debit card. Some include checks, so you can write a check and it'll just pull the dollars straight out of your account balance. So it's pretty easy using the dollars that are in there. Now, the dollars in your HSA can be withdrawn for any reason, all right? But if it's not a qualified medical expense, then you're going to owe taxes on that, and you're going to owe a 20% penalty. So you can always withdraw the money, okay? But if it's not qualified medical expense, you're going to have to pay taxes on that because it's been tax-free, and then you're also going to have to pay a 20% penalty. The 20% penalty is waived if you're over 65 or if you're disabled. Then the 20% penalty is waived. Now, one cool thing about health savings account is that the qualified medical expenses never expire. All right, so if you paid for something that was a qualified medical expense, you paid for it out of pocket, you can reimburse yourself from the health savings account. Qualified medical expenses never expire. And this is really important when we get into investing your health savings account and growing it for future. You can save your receipts today for qualified medical expenses that you paid out of pocket, and you can reimburse yourself later. They never expire, and that's awesome. One last point is that you normally can't pay for premiums using your HSA dollars. So you have a high deductible health plan, you cannot use those dollars for paying premiums for your health plan. So if your employer covers some, you have to pay some of the premium. You can't use the dollars for paying the premium. However, you can use HSA dollars for paying for qualified long-term care premiums. So if you have qualified long-term care, or you think you might have that in the future, you can use your HSA dollars for paying those premiums. You can also use HSA dollars for paying for Medicare premiums. Now, of course, you can't be on Medicare and contribute to an HSA, but when you're older and you sign up for Medicare, you can use your HSA dollars for paying for Medicare premiums. All right, again, something that is a massive benefit. So, as you might expect, qualified medical expenses are the typical medical expenses, but they do include a wide-ranging number of things. And so you definitely want to look up as you need different services. If you think, hey, this is sort of medical related, definitely check out the IRS website and see if it's going to qualify and save those receipts. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. We've talked about different parts of the HSA, and I still have more coming up, so look forward to those. Have a great rest of your day.